Well, today, Tshwane University of Technology's exam results will be released for students who were affected by the Fees Must Fall protest. TUT was one of the worst impacted from the campaign in October. So have the students managed to pass despite all the distractions? Well, joining me now from our Pretoria studio is Stanley Mukhola, TUT's Deputy Vice Chancellor. Professor, good morning and thank you for your time. What can you tell us about the results? How have the students done?
Good morning, Ifeka. Good morning to you and to listeners, the viewers out there. Well, I can tell you that the results will be released this morning for all the students of the Pretoria campus and its subsections within Acadia and also to the arts campus, including Harangua and our distant campuses, excluding the Soshanguve campus because the students didn't write the examinations there. So these results, I'm not able to tell you exactly how they actually performed because I must make the analysis after the release this morning.
Are you able to tell us whether the protest itself had that much of an effect or whatever the outcome might be, especially if it's not what students expected, if they didn't perform as well as they expect? Would it be directly because of the Fees Must Fall campaign or are there other factors?
You'll understand, Ifeka, because always when students actually get into protest towards examination, they lose focus. And unfortunately, as we experienced last year, we expect a bit of a drop in terms of a success rate. I can share with you that now, for all these years since 2004, we've been increasing our success rate dramatically. But because last year students actually had a protest just towards the exam, we're dropping by about 0.86. And it might be the same this year because this time really the protest was quite violent and students actually lost focus. And I'm really worried that now the success might actually drop as it did last year.
So what will you have to do next year? Are you planning any kind of recovery of this? Are you planning, obviously students are allowed to rewrite some of the papers. How will you do some damage control here if you can?
It's a normal process after examination, which you call the main examination, which they took until the 9th of December. Results are released today. We normally have what we call now the re-examination for students who receive between 45 and 49%. Those are given a chance now to rewrite in order to see if they can be able to actually succeed. So this time the re-examination will take place on the 11th of January to the 29th because we realized there was no time to do the re-examination during the end of this examination. So that's a normal process within our policy.
All right, Professor, you're also publishing an open letter to parents and students and other stakeholders as well. Why the need to publish an open letter? What's in it?
We're trying to inform the parents and the students out there, of course, our good students who were not participating in these problems or the protest because they were looking for examination, to say to them, let's work together because education is good for them, is good for the country, and we are saying if there are any problem that they want us to address, as normal we sit together and talk about it. So we're also encouraging parents now to support us in trying to actually get our students to focus on education because without education, South Africa will not go any further. We want to make sure that now we produce quality students who will be able to go out and make a difference to our society, to our economy. So the open letter is trying to say to the parents, if you have got challenges in terms of paying for your student fees, come to the university, let's make arrangements that now will be able to pay whatever you owe the university because university cannot run without fees. So we are really appealing to the parents, to the guardians out there, to our students to really make sure that now they support us in driving this national asset because TUT is a public institution. And you can imagine now how many people we are actually accommodating now who are coming from very poor background, from poor economic background, who will be able to come here and make a difference for themselves and for the economy. So it's a joint effort that we are calling to our people out there to say, help us to get our students in line that now they can make a difference.
Very quickly for us, Professor, we know that Fees Must Fall had a particularly deep impact on other institutions, especially at TUT as well. But truth be told, TUT has been troubled for a few years. We've always been reporting or hearing of particularly violent protests. Have you not decided that you might now have to take some kind of stance against this? I mean, students have a right, yes, to speak up and ask for what they need. But in terms of just getting it to a point where it's not as destructive as it has been.
Indeed, Ifeka. We have now started to say, look, enough is enough for people who are actually not even students, who take advantage of our open campus, our democrats to simply come to the campus and start causing problems for our students. We are saying, whoever is prepared to come and cause problems next year, we are ready for them. We have put a very tight security in place. We are having meetings with our SAPS around Gauteng. We're making sure that now, come next year, from the 4th of January, when they arrive here, those who are students of TUT, of course, will be protected. And we're going to make sure that now there's safety on the ground, there's safety in our residencies, and those who are not students, who are always coming here to cause problems, will not have a space at TUT campuses anymore.
Right, thanks for your time. That's Professor Stanley Mukhola, TUT's Deputy Vice Chancellor, on how students have fared in their exams given the numerous disruptions of the last few months there.